The weather's been spectacular. Last couple of days it was really hot. It got to 97 on Sunday when I was out here working on a lot of this. But since then it's dropped down. Lows in the evenings, 50s, 60s, and then highs during the day of low 80s. I think we hit 81 yesterday. And then now there's a real cool period where we're supposed to hit highs of like 75, 76. And what's coming with it? Moisture. Last night it rained a little bit, so negates the need for me to be putting water on the lawn. And wow, you can see how the neighbor's lawn has responded to it. They had a slip and slide. You can see right there where it was burned a little bit. And where the slip and slide was, you can see all of that moisture moved that way. Otherwise, that's a pretty crunchy lawn. But take a look at this. This is what's wild here. This is starting to darken up. And the only way I can explain that is that the lighter green stuff that you see, you can still see over here the lines from where Elijah's truck was pulled in here last year. The hotter it gets, I swear, the darker the rye gets. And I can see the dark blue rye coming in here now. Now, the only thing I overseeded all these supply lines with was rye. So I'm very curious as those germinate, and it's so easy to put moisture on the lawn now. When those germinate, I'm very curious to see if that doesn't look super dark. But lawn looks awesome now. I actually ran this zone over here on this side last night that runs all the way up the side of the house, and it was incredible. I had actually standing water over here, and prior to putting this in, this corner was getting absolutely no moisture. So predominantly this area over here was getting a lot of moisture and looked really, really nice, and looks even better than what you can probably tell on camera. I mean, this stuff is thick. I cut it last night back to a 1/2 inch, and now I think you could actually get in here and put down some bent grass and actually have some success with it. Now, I can't mow bent grass because, well, I can mow bent grass. I can't mow it shorter than a 1/2 inch. So that's kind of what's happening. The other thing too, if we go over here, this has been just a little bit of a dumpster fire for a while. This zone is going to be awesome over here. I'm waiting for the neighbors over here to get their deck put in. They're going to put a fence right in through here. Gross. The front is also still terrible, but you can see how brown that area is, and it's now on the same zone that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pop-up heads. It's on the same zone as the rest of these 4 down here. So it'll be interesting this side yard to see how that progresses. Now I'm going to put a pop-up head over there up on the top of the front yard. My next step is to get the front yard going, and that, I think it'll be incredible how much that's going to change the moisture that we can get out there. So long story short, I'm tickled to death with what we're getting from what we put in from an irrigation standpoint. Now you can see neighbors back here, they're getting irrigation right now. Awesome for them. What's even cooler, look at this. Straight across the street, these guys bought the lot next to them, and they're just putting in grass. So that guy he's got 2 or 3 mechanical sprinklers, and he's trying to keep that thing moist, and they hydro-seeded it. So good for them. I mean, that's their lawn. You can see the differences probably where water's coming off of that downspout and it's staying nice and green. Everything else is pretty brown, pretty crunchy. Here's another example of pretty brown, pretty crunchy. Got some sod and don't have any coverage in those bright white spots. Cracks me up. This I'm really actually very interested to see how their irrigation turns out. They've got all these crazy boxes. There's a box there. I know there's a box right here. There's another box right over there. Not entirely sure why they have 15 different boxes in there, because I have one box and then everything else is distributed from that box, and that was maybe more of a pain than it needed to be. I've got 1-inch supply lines all the way around, but I will tell you this, I tested how much moisture I was putting down. 30 minutes for me to put down a 1/2 inch of water. So if I can put down, I'm looking to put 1 to 2 inches of water on this per week. I can water less frequently. I can water deeper and get better coverage across the lawn. I think overall I'm going to be a lot more excited with the results. Early morning update, track cam today. Hope you guys are having a great day.